Hello, Starlights. Okay, so today we are going to be reading a story I made myself. I'm really proud about it. It is really triggering though. Like lots and lots of triggers. Like essay, like every form of abuse possible. And lots of violence. Lots of emotional abuse specifically because this guy. Okay, this for my assignment, I had to write a short story based on a project that I had already written. And the previous thing I had written was very, very vague, and it was very small, and it was very it was just this guy running through the woods. He was scared because he kept hearing screams, and he didn't know if he should help or if he should not, because what if there's a killer on the loose and all this and all that. So he was kind of going back and forth with emotional dilemma, and eventually he trips and falls and it goes black, and that was the end of the story originally. But it was a workshop piece for my class, and so everyone was just I need more clarification. I need to hate this guy because why is he getting hurt? Why do I want him to get hurt? And I was like, okay, so he's the most narcissistic man you will ever meet in your entire life. The entire story is completely through his perspective, point of view, and yeah, he's a horrible man. And I hope you hate him too by the end of this. So yeah, let's get into it. Okay. Again, if you are triggered by anything, leave the video right now. Okay, leave. Be safe. Love you bad. Okay. Anyways. Okay. Take her out. Oh, also I'm gonna stutter like crazy probably. Just a disclaimer. I'm so sorry in advance. Okay. Take two. Okay. Take her out back. I'll deal with her later. I need to get back home to the wife. I yelled to my coworkers, using a nearby rag to wipe the blood from my hands. The bitch's muffled screams and ragged breath could be heard from through the cloth gag tied around her mouth. It was tight too. Tied it myself. Mascara dripped around her face alongside snot, blood, and semen. Her body shook violently in terror and triggered muscle spasms. I should have done worse. The people would have paid more. I'll do worse later. For now, I gotta get back home. I took the camera off its tripod before walking to the bathroom to change. I don't need my wife seeing me like this. After doing so, I walked to the car, the USB securely in my pocket. As I pulled into the driveway, I gave my innocent gummy smile and I waved to my next-door neighbor. Getting out of the car, my wife walked outside to meet me. Hello, my love. I greet her with my charming voice that soothes her as she wraps her arms around my shoulders, mine going around her waist. How was your day, lovely? We only pulled apart enough to look one another in the eyes. It was wonderful. I was very productive today. I washed all the dishes, cleaned our clothes, reorganized our closets, changed our bed sheets, and took Mac on a walk around the park, and this dumb bitch. Haven't I told you not to go in public alone? I asked aggressively. My grip around her was waist tightening around her before I walked us inside. Well, yes, but I had Max with me, so I thought it would be fine. He can protect me. She pecked me on the cheek, I'm assuming in a way to attempt to calm me down. It didn't work. The shit pissed me off even more. How dare she try to manipulate me like that? I don't give a damn. A stupid dog isn't going to be able to help you when a man pulls a gun on you. He'll shoot the damn thing, and then you if you don't listen to him. She physically deflated at my words. Good. She pulled away from me and walked into the kitchen. I don't like living my life in constant fear, you know. Her voice was quiet as she grabbed a cup of coffee from the cupboard. It's not my fault you were born a woman. I'm just trying to protect you, baby. I remind her, following her into the kitchen, wrapping my arms around her waist and resting my head on her shoulder from behind. I can feel her relaxing in my embrace. She's so fragile. Do you want some coffee? She changes the topic, hoping I'll forget about her blatant disobedience. No. I'll take those leftovers from last night, though, and a side of sweet tea. I say, placing a kiss on her cheek before walking over to the couch, exhausted from my job today. Okay. And with that, she reheated the spaghetti and carried it over to me. I ate quickly, put the plate in the sink, and headed to bed. Before I could reach the door, I heard her voice coming from the kitchen. Love, can you take out the trash tonight, please? If she wasn't washing the dishes, then I would have ignored her. But since she was doing her job, it was only fair for me to do mine as well. Women can't touch such disgusting things like trash. Yeah, I yelled back before walking back into the kitchen, grabbing the trash before heading outside. As I got to the end of the driveway, I see a woman standing on the other side of the road. She's not my neighbor. She's standing on the edge of the yard. She has a blanket wrapped around her, yet she's still shaking and just staring. She looks somewhat familiar, but I can't put my finger on it. I try to call out to her. Hey, are you okay? I stay in my driveway. She doesn't say anything. She just keeps staring unblinkingly. I reach down for my phone to call my neighbor to see if they know who she is. She looks youngish, could be a teenager that got out or is rebelling or something. However, the moment I look at my phone to find their number, I hear a shriek before complete silence. My head shoots up. I hear my wife open the door, but I no longer see the girl. "Honey, are you okay? You've been out here a while." My wife asks me from the porch. Did she not hear the scream? I got distracted by the stars. They're very visible tonight. I lie, not wanting her to think I'm crazy, before we both walk back inside. "Oh, okay." She nods in understanding before we both make our way back to the bedroom. "Did you want to do anything before we go to sleep for the night? Watch a movie, listen to some music, dance?" My wife asks, as her hands slide up my chest, onto my shoulders, as she leans her body against my own, her eyes looking up at me lovingly. "No, I'm exhausted from work. I'm going to sleep now." I shut her down quickly and before making my way to the bathroom. "You're always exhausted from work. Maybe you should take some time off for a bit. I miss doing things with you. You're never around anymore." Her constant nagging is driving me insane. I have to work to keep giving you everything you want. If you want to be poor and live off scraps, then yeah, I'll take time off as much as you want me to. Hell, I might as well just quit and give you all of my undivided attention for 24/7. I snap before slamming the bathroom door behind me. I can hear her crying, but I don't care. I don't understand why she can't understand my job is important. Without me, she would have nothing. Without my job, I would have nothing to give. It's such a simple concept. She's a woman. She's emotional. I try hard to be patient with her, but it's so hard because she never listens, even when I spell it out for her so clearly. I hear the outside door open and shut. I run outside and see her getting in my car. "Where do you think you're going?" I ask, standing in front of the car so she can't leave. "Get out of my way, Chris." Why is she talking to me like this? Why is she so mad now? I didn't do anything wrong. "Sarah, nowhere is open and everyone else is asleep. Let's not bother people and get back inside." I can physically see the gears running on overdrive in her mind. "Come on, you said you wanted to watch a movie. Let's go watch a movie." I open the door and she doesn't make any moves to fight me off or shut the door back. She just stays there like a lump. So I unbuckle her, take the keys out of the car, and pick her up bridal style before making our way back inside. "What movie do you want to watch?" I asked, kicking the already open door shut, having left it open when I ran outside for her minutes prior. She shrugs and wraps her arm around my shoulders, burying her blotchy red face in the crook of my neck. "What about The Princess Bride?" Asking, knowing it's her favorite. She just nods in agreement. I lay her down on my bed before grabbing the remote and a box of tissues from the living room. Then I finally lay down as well. She instantly lays against my chest and holds me close. I wrap my arm around her and kiss her on the forehead. Women are so exhausting to deal with. You have to do so much stuff to keep them happy, and they get upset so easily. Eventually she falls asleep, and I do too. The next morning, I wake up to the smell of breakfast. After using the bathroom, I make my way to the kitchen and see my wife cooking away. Her hips are swaying slightly with the music from the TV, and I can hear her humming softly to the tune of the pop song. "Good morning, baby." I kiss her on the cheek before grabbing a coffee cup, filling it up with the pot of coffee she had already made. "Good morning," she chirped, unusually happy for a Wednesday morning. "I was going to bring this to you in bed, but you woke up too early." She frowned for a moment before smiling brightly and standing on her tiptoes to kiss me on the lips. "What's a special occasion?" I ask, holding her waist in my hands while hers are around my shoulder. Her smile flatters and she takes a step back from me, but I follow her. "Our 3-year anniversary. You took off work, right? You said you were going to last month, so we could spend the entire day together. You promised me." What was she talking about? Why would I promise anything like that? I can't have a day off. I need the money. She needs my money. Of course I did. I was declined, though. I didn't tell you that? I lied through my teeth. I'm lying for a good reason, though. If I don't make money, then I can't afford to take her on dates or buy her new clothes or shoes or whatever else. What? No, you didn't tell me that, Chris. I can't cancel our reservations. Why didn't you tell me that? Can you ask to leave early? Call them right now. Call them and ask. They might listen to me better than you. She was tearing up again. Why are women so sensitive? I can't do that. I'll get fired. That's so unprofessional. I was called in early today. That's why I was up before you expected me to be. I need to leave in 5. I turned around and headed for the bedroom to get dressed. That was another lie. I just didn't have the energy to deal with her right now. What? Call them back and tell them no. Chris, why would you agree to that? At least finish your breakfast before you leave. She follows me to the bedroom and I ignore her. I continue to get dressed. Chris! She yells at me. Who gave her permission to do that? I understand she's upset, but a woman should never yell at her husband. That's not her place. What? Fucking listen to me. I've told you 1,000,001 times I cannot take off time if you want to keep the life you have right now. We cannot afford any days off. Why are you not understanding about that? I yell back at her, finally turning to face her. She flinches and backs away from me. Good. We have plenty of money, especially enough for one important fucking day off. She's cussing at me now. What has gotten into her? I don't know what the fuck has possessed you to think it's okay to treat me like this today, but I'm gonna beat it out of you if you don't fucking move and let me go to work. She tries to stand her ground. You don't hit me. I hit the wall beside her head, making a hole in it. She gasps loudly and flinches heavily away from me. Do you want to keep testing me? I ask and already know the answer. Don't fucking leave the house again. I slam the door shut before getting in my car and heading over to the nature trail to calm myself down. The job I have today is my real one that I keep up for public appearances. Once I get there, I got out of the car and headed down the 2-mile path. As I was walking, I heard the desperate shriek of a woman. What the fuck was that? My hands instinctively went up in defense, my body swinging in the direction of the scream. What do? Should I call out to her? No, that would be stupid. If it was a killer on the loose, they would come after me next. Should I run away and leave the woman to her own troubles? I don't know her anyways, though she sounded young. The guilt would eat me alive if she was and I didn't do something. My thoughts swirled violently through my head. I couldn't understand any of it. I just stood there frozen. The only thing that snapped me out of it was the other wail of terror, closer now. At the sound, my body went into autopilot. I dashed in the opposite direction as quickly as I possibly could. I could have sworn that I heard footsteps running behind me, but I didn't risk looking back. If anything, the paranoia did nothing but help me run faster than ever before. I felt like I was nothing but prey to an unknown predator. I could feel my throat burning, my lungs aching, my sides cramping up, but I knew I couldn't stop. I didn't dare stop. What was supposed to be a relaxing walk in the woods turning into a demented nightmare was not in my plans for today. I couldn't remember which path I was ready to take, nor could I remember how long they each were. All I could remember was to stay on one. If I didn't, I might as well simply turn around and hand myself over to the unknown threat on a silver platter. Help me, please. Please, oh please, anybody help me. My mind went completely blank. I wanted to help her, but what if her screams were in and of itself a trap? What if she was deployed to get me off the trail into the woods to my demise? I kept running. The only other sound I could hear, other than my heartbeat, was the autumn leaves of fallen sticks crunching under my feet at every step. I had slipped on a few, but I was able to recover my balance on every trip. It shouldn't be happening to me. This kind of stuff is only supposed to happen to women. Why would someone want to get me? Why are they not threatened by me? I'm a big guy. They shouldn't be following me. Was this karma for everything I've ever done wrong? Was this the world letting me feel the fear I've made all those women feel? I could feel the anxiety-induced bile from my throat. My stomach twisted, not from guilt, but from regret. But a pure dread. I don't regret anything I've ever done. I need my money to provide for my wife. I love my wife, so it's okay to hurt other women because they aren't her. I did it out of need, not out of pleasure. Just as the clearing came into view, so did another figure out of the corner of my eye. I slipped on more leaves. I couldn't catch myself in time. Just as I fell, I feel myself falling to the ground. I feel a heavy weight on my back. Why didn't you help me? Her pitiful cry was the last thing I heard before getting hit in the head hard and blacking out almost immediately. I woke up with a gasp, jolting upright. Water was splashed onto my face. I couldn't see. Something was covering my eyes. I tried to pull it off, but I couldn't. My hands are tied up behind my back. What the fuck is happening? Why is this happening? Panic setting in. I try to stand up. My legs are tied to a chair. I start to thrash around. I try to scream for help, but all that comes out are broken cries. I feel a hand on my shoulder. It's incredibly cold, and it's on my skin. Where's not my shirt? Where is my shirt? Another hand gets placed on my knee, and the nails dig into the skin enough to draw blood as it drags down my way to my ankle. Tears start to pour on my face. I feel sick. Why am I tied up? Who has me? What do they want with me? The cover across my eyes is lifted, and I see the same lady from my driveway along with several other women. They all have scars covering their body and their holds, and they're all holding some form of weapon. I ask through the fabric, gag, and then I see the camera surrounding me. So there's that. I don't know how I like about that line. That's the ending. All of my friends' responses, they're all just like, that's it? What? Oh my god, wait, what? And I'm like, yeah, because I don't know how else to end it. One of my friends was just, the first person I read it to was just like, oh my god, I love that ending, because it's so, like, ambiguous, and, like, it's, like, has so many ways you could take it, and it's, like, are they ghosts? Are they real? Or is it, like, divine intervention? Like, what's happening? And I was just like, I don't know. And she was just like, that's so good, though. And then everyone else was just like, huh? And I'm just like, should I change it? Probably. Am I going to? No, because I've already submitted it. And I have to read all of that in front of my entire class, on my birthday. So that's so fun. At exactly 11 a.m. So that's gonna be such a good morning. So yeah. Thank you for listening to my very stuttery reading. Hope you enjoyed. Doodles!